It's time for a FootJoy fix. You got to keep getting your swings to me because that's the way I'm going to help you out. Mark Johnson got his swing to me, and I'm going to be able to help him out. But what I'm also going to be able to do is help you out through Mark's swing. And I want you to see this right here because this is really a very good golf swing that needs just a little bit of attention. Watch how he's going to point out. Come on, Mark, show us where it went. Yeah, it went straight. That's exactly what it did. All right, now. Here's Mark at address. This is a really nice athletic position. And what you can see here is he's flared both of his toes, which I love that. Both of those feet are flared. Now, here's what has to happen here. When Mark takes this club back, at the top of his swing, you can see that this lead foot is up in the air. That's great. But when Mark gets to impact, both feet are on the ground. And he's very, very straight up and down right here. He has not stayed in a spine angle. In fact, his arms and hands are very high. And look at how much activity he has going on with his hands right there. You can see this swing is all arm and hand activity through the shot and no body rotation through the shot. And that's why his footwork is not great. In fact, what happens with his footwork, watch this trail foot. It's going to slide to that inside right there. There's this, it's up into the air, and then it reposts over there. So his body, it's not like he's heavy-footed on the trail foot and staying back. He can't get through the shot. It's that the club face is, and the body is going back, so the club face now has to turn violently with the arms and the hands. And what I want you to see is, and I'll try to do this quick. You see where the toe hit is? He's hitting it out on the toe. Now, this is probably a pretty good athlete. And I can tell he's a pretty good athlete because we've got the AP2s in here. So he strikes it a little bit more solidly than most. This is a good athlete. And I'm going to say, when I watch this swing, this is probably a single-digit handicap, maybe in the 6 range, depending upon short game and putting abilities. But there's inconsistencies. And the inconsistencies are a result of this position right here with the footwork. And the footwork is not moving through properly. Now, here's how we're going to solve this issue. What we're going to do is we've got to start to get the body to rotate, and we've got to get this trail foot to come off the ground. Let me get this into the green. So what he does is he makes a really nice backswing, and he lets this lead foot come up into the air. Now, what I want you to feel, Mark, is that you're going to take the underside of this shoe right here, and I want you to feel like you're going to point it back to camera 1. So what you're going to do is you're going to make a swing, and you're going to feel like you're going to point that back to camera 1. And when you start to do that, what you're going to get is you're going to get a body rotation. There's no way that your body is going to stay facing camera 2 and stick your foot up so that it's facing camera 1. That would not, you can't do that. The hip has to rotate in order for that to be comfortable. So what I want you to have the feeling of, and this is something that so many of you struggle with, is proper footwork and proper balance through the strike and into the follow-through. And the way you're going to do this is you lighten the lead leg in the backswing, and then you lighten the trail leg in the follow-through. So make a swing, this leg gets light, and then make a follow-through, this leg is going to get light. So I want to go light, light. So we're going to make our backswing, lighten up, make the through swing, and lighten up. And what you're going to find is that your body is going to rotate properly. Now, that's a really important part of getting this club to travel unimpeded through the strike. So we're going to lighten the lead leg, then lighten the trail leg. When you start to get light in the lead leg and light in the trail leg, all of a sudden you're going to hit shots that are going to look like that are going to go flying straight into the basket. Now, the last thing that we have to do with Mark, and this is an important part of this, so come on back over to the hub here, because this is the thing that I want to show you. So when Mark gets set up, he's got an angle at address of about 62 degrees. That's what he's got in his posture. When he gets into the strike, and you know what I'm going to do here? I'm going to get a little creative on you here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show Mark at impact. Now look at the difference between Mark's back at impact and Mark's back at address. They are not the same. And if I were to take a tour professional and I did the exact same thing, you would see that the position that this tour professional would have at impact, his spine would be more bent over, not taller. And that's because of a various number of reasons, including club face position coming down into the strike and not thinking about getting the body to rotate. But primarily because this chest is not covering the ball or staying on top of it. So what I want to have I want to have this idea that my chest, when I come down, is facing the ground through that. You won't do that, Mark. You won't do that at home. But you have to have that sensation or that feel that that's what you're doing. So you come into here, and I'm just feeling my body. Now, if you show a camera 1 right there, Gibbsy, if I get that, what you're going to see is that now my right shoulder is lower than my left shoulder. So the angle of my shoulders is now down to the ground like this, not straight up and down, and most specifically not like this facing the ball. So we want to get the feeling that the chest is down and that my right shoulder is lower than my left when I come through this strike. Now what I get there is I get a shot that's very, very straight. And did I do it again? Look at me go. So this is what I want you to do. Mark and everybody, I want to make sure that you're paying attention to what you're doing with your footwork. Get light, do that. And also pay attention to your spine angle, covering this ball. When you start to feel like you're going to cover that ball and keep that right shoulder, the trail shoulder, lower than the lead shoulder through the strike, what you're going to end up getting is you're going to end up getting a consistency of strike and not a lot of hand activity and face rotation, which is also going to help you hit it in the center of the club face, okay? And that is our FootJoy fix. To improve all parts of your game, subscribe to my channel and click the link below.